Right? Alright. Begin.
We will now summarize the most important reasons why we win this debate. First, my opponent said that capitalism will cause extinction, but my partner already stated that capitalism solves extinction, and my partner already provided evidence that Mars solves extinction, and our evidence is more recent because it's from 2012. And he also dropped our global warming solvency extension. For these reasons, please vote for it.
Alright, couple things. Instead of saying my partner, just say his name. Alright? Just be like, and Jimmy might have screwed this up, but that's why I have a 2AR. But Jimmy didn't pay attention to what I just said. When you say something's more recent, you have to say why that matters in the debate. Like, my evidence is more recent because it assumes the status quo, which takes into account the movement for this and that. And, their evidence is from the 90s, which means it has this sort of bias. My evidence is more recent. It's from a liberal think tank, which means this. It's more qualified. It leads to this and that and this and that. Like, you have to compare it. You should have talked for like 2 minutes about the case. You should have been like, Scott sounded pretty, but he still loses this debate because he doesn't talk about why these solar storms cause extinction. It's great that capitalism causes extinction, but he doesn't give a concrete time frame for when this happens. Yes, he does say the word time frame and say it happens fast, but he really doesn't give a word to it. I have a piece of evidence that says that the Carrington event for the solar storm comes in 2013. While Scott might be a good debater, he doesn't actually refute this in the debate, which means my time frame for the solar storm's impact is greater than their impact in this debate. It's more probable because they don't contest it, and there's still a chance that it would come before capitalism, even if it doesn't come in 2013, which means as far as time frame and probability, you definitely are going to vote affirmative in this debate. And since they don't contest it, solar storm causes extinction, all of his arguments that say that we don't solve for extinction are bogus because we have the same impact in this debate. So even if I concede every argument on the capitalism critique flow, there is a reason why in the short term, even before the space colonization impacts, even if I lose the ozone and disease terms, and then we can't colonize it all, I have an extinction scenario that comes before everything that Scott says, which means you can try to solve capitalism later, but the pressing issue in this debate is to solve the affirmative impacts, and that's why you absolutely must vote affirmative in this debate. AF wins that debate. If the 1AR spends a little bit more time on the case. Alright? So, like, you can get your pants beat until the 2AR and beat them all. George? Carl Sachs. You're doing the 2A now? Alright, Theo, Carl Sachs. Carl Sachs, Carl Sachs, Carl Sachs, Carl Sachs. Oh, it is without a doubt conditional.
Is our flag capitalist?
Yes.
What is capitalism?
Greed.
I'm greedy.
Wanting something. The drive to want money is capitalism.
Is capitalism good?
Good? No. It's evil. Or at least that's what my Mazaris evidence will say in 2 and 2.
What define
Hitler. What?
No, define it, not give me.
Not good. Someone who has poor intentions. Someone who likes to kill people. Someone who confuses you while lecturing.
Are you promoting communism?
I'm not sure if I promote communism, but I definitely promote a violent overthrowing of the capitalist system.
So you believe that violence?
I mean, like, the answer is that we're probably Marxist, but, like, I'm not gonna definitively say that in the cross-section of the one and same. Because I want to abuse you.
Is there an alternative besides capitalism?
Is there an the alternative is to violently destroy capitalism. To take the toothpick and poke it in the eye. And let it bleed.
Okay, so that's how you're gonna do it?
Yes. I'm gonna take this and shove it into all capitalist eyes.
Okay, make sure. Oh, it's time.
Alright, George, you ready?
Say something.
George, 2AC. George, 2AC, you had a long time.
And also say
Get up.
Yeah, get up, George.
Is anyone not ready?
Yeah, me. Alright, I'm ready now. Hey, stop talking!
My opponent had said that the way they were going to stop capitalism was by doing something quickly, and it really makes sense to me. And permutation through the plan are all parts of the alternatives that don't involve rejecting the frameworks. Capitalism solves for Griswold 2005. Word defined worldwide studies say, according to Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, the number of conflicts around the world has been in decline for the past half century. Ongoing conflicts have dropped from 33 to 18. The number killed in battle has fallen to its lowest point in the close of World War II period, to be below 20,000 a year by one measure. Peacemaking mission, meanwhile, are growing in number. Many causes lie behind the good news, the end of the Cold War and the spread of democracy among them, but expanding trade and globalization appear to be playing a major role. Growing commercial ties between nations have had a dampening effect on armed conflict and war for three main reasons. First, trade and globalization have reinforced the trend toward democracy, and democracies don't pick fights with each other. Freedom to trade nurtures democracy by expanding the middle class and globalizing countries and equipping people with the tools of communication. This shows that capitalism solves for instance, so capitalism is good. Capitalism is key to space colonization. Garner flag. Discovery. Shattered more than boundary of outer space is destroyed forever. The myth that space exploration can be only done by the government. There is a contradiction at the heart of space program. Space exploration at its grandest technological advancement requires the kind of full orientation possible only to minds left free to pursue the best of their creative thinking and judgment. We get by forming the space program to the taxation. We necessarily place it at mercy of the point. The space shuttle was built and maintained to please clashing special interest group, not to do a clearly defined job for which there was an economic and technical need. The space shuttle program was supposed to be phased out years ago, but the search for its replacement has been halted largely because space contractors enjoy collecting on the overpriced shuttle without the expense and bother of producing
Time. Alright, I'll cross X now. George, is your warrant that capitalism solves democracy for war? I heard your
No, it
comment.
solves war.
It solves war?
Yeah.
No, what's the warrant? The warrant is democracy, right?
Yes.
Alright, why is democracy good?
Well, it grants freedom to people. Like,
What?
It grants freedom to the people. People can decide on what things to do.
Alright. Can you kick the permutation?
Yes.
Yes. Why should you be allowed to kick your permutation?
It's conditional.
It's what?
It's conditional.
Why is that fair? Like, I understand why negative conditionality is bad. Why does the affirmative get to be conditional now?
Because negative is conditional, why not first?
Sure, I mean, I understand why negative conditionality is bad. Why should the affirmative get to change the plan text?
Because we're affirmative.
So you can just do whatever, you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
Yes? Alright, I'm done.
Yes.
Alright, I'm ready. There is no overview. There's no overview.
I know.
No.
That's for the signpost.
Sure, I'm gonna sign it. The sign, what, the evidence?
Signpost. Signpost.
The order that you're going to go.
The 2AC order.
When you're speaking now.
I'm speaking 2AC order.
Forget it.
Ready?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
First argument he makes is that we can't solve because of our toothpick analogy. Great thing he doesn't actually extend a warrant for why this is actually true. I can take my fist, I can crush capitalism in its face. He doesn't read a piece of evidence as to why I can't do this. It will change people's minds to make them not capitalist. If they won't change their mind, we will kill them because that is the best thing that we can do. You have to save humanity. You might have to kill a few people, but that is still key to prevent its extinction. He says permutation to good. He doesn't refute the link of the 1AC of the 1MC, which means he can't get a permutation a permutation in this debate. He reads a solar storm's advantage, which makes it even worse because he privileges culture, guaranteeing mystifying the material conditions that cause class oppression. Only return to material criticism away from the analysis of representations can we confront the oppression of global capitalism, says Zapdev in 3. The notion that discourse and ideas shape the world since centuries given the description of soul towards a cultural resolution of material contradicts and mystifying history, but explains the class with ideas and discourse, consequently improving the world history as a class of civilizations. He rewrites the world in interest of Euro-American capitalism. Current content people do what they do because their culture, not because they exploit the label of it. This should answer the permutation because the permutation is always the link why capitalism causes distinction. E says that capitalism solves war. When you read an impact turn, George, you have to also read impact defense. He doesn't say that capitalism solves extinction and concedes the root warrant to the Mazaros evidence as to why this is necessarily true. He also just says capitalism solves war. When you determine this debate, you're going to think, what does war actually mean? I don't know what war means. Like, George and I could have a game of war with a deck of cards, but you don't know what exactly that would mean. It could be a war between two people. It could be three people. It's not a global war and does not cause extinction, which is why you're going to prefer my impacts. He's going to say things like solar storms and like the economy, but the economy should be impact turn by me saying that capitalism is bad because disenfranchisement which causes extinction. And he says solar storms, but there's nothing that we can actually do to solve solar storms and I lead to extinction of factor. He might say that leads to the extinction of the human race, but with capitalism you are already dead because there's no value to your life, which means in order to actually have value to your life before the solar storm comes, you have to prevent it. You have to stop capitalism from happening. He also says capitalism solves war. I'm still on that point. Capitalism is unsustainable right now, which means he stabilizes and proponents ignore the contradiction inherent in the contradictions of capitalism. This is Mazaris 95. Heads of government refuse to see the blatant contradiction between the declaration of faith and capitalism work and the forced admission that, after all, it doesn't capital prove the incapable of solving the problems which people confront in their everyday life. The consumption of capital's historical ascendancy radically alters the situation. It is not only longer possible to make the plausible new sense of the fascist promise. I'll stop there. George makes the mistake of saying space colonization is good, but he probably didn't think that I was going to read a new critique in the 2NC now, because he said that space colonization happens. The attempt for the US to dominate space creates a dangerous new empire of space like Star Wars, one in which the sovereignty of all nations disappears. International norms and taboos no longer apply in the world of zero warming, time-based warfare. The affirmative ensures a global state of no one having life. This is called Havercraft and aid. Forced application of space is required to choose action, otherwise things such as targeted space weapons erase sovereignty states constituted as subject lacking authorization, whatever that word is, of the decision, while other weapon systems can intervene. Their constitution of logic is not their corrosive on a solvency precision of space-based strikes happen so rapidly that a defensive response is not topical. Is not possible, not topical. The hypothetical attack constitutes their processors as a global police. Cross-X.
George, your turn to cross-X.
Cross-X. Cross-X, George.
He said that we have said solar storms advantage.
Yeah. You didn't say solar storms? Well, people still don't have a value to life. Nice try.
You were proposing like for a violent protest, and now you're saying capitalism creates problems. Aren't you contradicting yourself?
No, capitalism is problematic. Capitalism. If your lunch is capitalism, the alternative eats your lunch. Which I will do today. If you lose.
And one of your arguments, you said capitalism is sustainable.
Yeah.
So you want to bring back democracy?
It's unsustainable, meaning it can't be supported now. You sustain it through linking to the capitalism critique.
you said we might have to kill a few people.
It happens.
Can you explain?
Well, we might have to kill a few people to happen. I made a key distinction in a speech which says that life doesn't have value right now under capitalism, so we're already dead. Which means those people that I kill, it doesn't matter. I am the one. That doesn't matter. They don't have a value to their life. If you kill them, it does not matter because their life is not valuable. They're the walking dead.
How do you measure value for a person?
From 0 to a lot. Theirs is 0.
What unit of measurement?
What unit of measurement? Furlongs.
Furlong.
Yeah.
What is
What?
Wikipedia. No, hands. Hands.
You measure value by.
Well, I mean like no hands, 0, hand. That's how you measure a horse. Hands.
You are going off topic.
Alright. Since we're not going to be able to finish this debate before lunch, has anyone noticed that in every 2NC I try to do something different? Yeah? What did I do that was different in this speech? What? Toothpick? No. Sure. Did I read a critique?
You read an extra critique.
I read a critique in the 2NC, right? Well, you said a new turn in the 2AC. Do I get to say a new turn or critique to that? It didn't have an alternative, so it wasn't an advocacy, but it was still a critical argument versus the affirmative. Yeah? No? Alright, show of hands. Who has not debated me yet?
No, you already.
You just did.
These two.
You 3 sets, right?
Yeah, only 3 sets haven't been dedicated. Those 2 groups have been sets.
Those two.
You're gonna go. You 3 are gonna go back to back to back after lunch. And then
What's back to back?
like debate.
Against each other?
Yes.
Whoa.
And here's what's gonna happen. When you are negative.
How come they're debating against?
Okay, I'm gonna make a statement right now for everybody, and you should pay attention, George. When you're negative in the tournament this weekend, you must read the capitalism critique on the negative. You must read a counter plan, and they both must be conditional.
What?
Why do I say this?
So we can.
Yes. So I will give you a capitalism file probably after lunch. I have to find one. Or I'll get another critique that you can run. Does that sound good?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.